The distribution of financial and other forms of aid shall reach its intended beneficiaries and will not be used for political patronage, according to President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. In his speech following the signing of the 6.7 trillion peso national budget for 2026, Marcos said the General Appropriations Act has a provision prohibiting politicians' involvement in the handling of all forms of assistance. According to Marcos, the social services sector received 270 billion pesos from this year's budget to improve the quality of life of every Filipino and advance human capital development.
We will strictly implement the provision on the prohibition of political involvement in the distribution of cash and other forms of financial assistance. Politicians shall be barred from the distribution of any financial aid, and we shall ensure that the support reaches the intended beneficiaries without patronage. Walang bawas, walang kulang.
The government provides to indigent Filipinos cash aid and other forms of financial help, such as the assistance to individuals in crisis situations, tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged at displaced workers, and the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program. The Department of Budget and Management denies rumors circulating that the 6.793 trillion peso national budget for 2026 will delay government salary increases and retirement benefits. According to the DBM, the 24 billion peso funds for government benefits were never reduced or cancelled, but were simply transferred to the appropriate agency to ensure a more direct release of benefits. This means salary increases for current civilian employees and uniformed personnel are already included in the budgets of their respective agencies. The DBM explains that if anyone will be affected, it would be newly hired employees, but the DBM clarifies that this will still depend on how quickly agencies are able to fill vacant positions, assuring that funds have been allocated to address the issue. The DBM assures the public that government pensions would remain intact and that those retiring would still go through the existing process. It warns the public against misinformation about the budget, reaffirming its commitment to the responsible and truthful use of public funds. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. signed the 6.793 trillion peso national budget for 2026 on Monday, January 5. The Philippine National Police says it will beef up its deployment of law enforcers for the 2026 Feast of Jesus Nazareno to more than 18,000. Acting PNP Chief Lieutenant General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. previously said the agency was deploying 15,000 officers for security amid the annual religious feast in which hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of devotees are expected to participate. In a presser on Monday, January 5, the PNP discloses that it will further increase its deployment to 18,212. According to NCRPO Director Major General Anthony Aberin, the police force will be fully deployed on Wednesday, January 7, when the pabihis sa Poong Jesus Nazareno is scheduled to take place. Aberin also notes that the NCRPO had already requested the Manila government to declare a liquor ban and the PNP National Headquarters to declare a gun ban from January 8 to 10 in the city for security during the event. He adds that the NCRPO also requested the National Telecommunications Commission to jam the signals in the area of the Traslacion, the procession of the Jesus Nazareno image from the Carino Grandstand to the Quiapo Church. Manila Police District Director Brigadier General Arnold Abad notes that the police were working with volunteer groups, particularly the Hijos del Nazareno, a group of devotees of Jesus Nazareno, for security measures. Last year's feast drew 8.12 million devotees, according to the Quiapo Church. Motorists will see mixed fuel price movements starting Tuesday, January 6, with gasoline prices slightly reduced while diesel and kerosene costs increase. In an advisory, Sea Oil Philippines says effective 6 a.m. on January 6, gasoline prices will go down by 10 centavos per liter, while diesel will increase by 20 centavos per liter and kerosene by 10 centavos per liter. Industry officials warn that global developments could keep pump prices volatile in the coming weeks. Jetty Petroleum President Leo Bellas said recent geopolitical tensions in Venezuela could push premiums and freight rates higher, potentially driving local oil prices up more than initially expected. He noted that the suspension of Venezuela's oil export operations has raised concerns over supply disruptions, lending support to world oil prices. However, Bellas added that lingering global oversupply concerns, coupled with rising diesel and gasoline output as major refineries ramp up production, could temper further price increases.